Hello everyone, welcome to Neon 10 Productions. Here's a new Dead Meat episode, and for the occasion, I made a new model. Basically using my new base and updating the old horror themed model that I was using, and yeah, now this is what this looks like. Way different than the old one. Okay, so before I start the video, just a little bit of a presentation, I guess. New episode from Dead Meat, for the movie The Tripper, from 2006. I skipped the Scream recounts, though if it's something that is in demand, I can maybe do reactions to them, but if not, I will probably watch them on my own. But this episode specifically is a movie that I don't know of, so I want to get a first view of this movie, relatively recent. Well, almost 10 years, but relatively new anyway, if you think of it in let's say global way. Anyway, The Tripper by Dead Meat. This is what we'll be watching, and let's go.
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies. I'm James A. Janice, and since tomorrow is President's Day, we're looking at The Tripper, released in 2006. The Tripper is a psychedelic stoner horror comedy that features a killer in a Ronald Reagan mask.
Now, Nancy, you know young people today, no respect for anything.
The target of his ire is a hippie-filled music festival that takes place in a Redwood State Park. The Tripper was directed, co-written, and co-produced by David Arquette, well known for the Scream series and for being a one-time WCW World Heavyweight Champion. Oh, he also acts in The Tripper. Dude wore a lot of hats for this movie.
Okay.
Like, literally. Look at all these hats I found him wearing
see
in
if,
behind-the-scenes stuff. How many hats
he
you
has
own,
good
Dave?
writing
Answer, too
skills?
many hats. The Tripper is a basic slasher that's very much of its time. It came out during the torture porn boom and appropriately has a lot of blood. Hell, even its poster is an intentional nod to Saws. But it's also steeped balls deep in the Bush era. George W.'s administration dominates the tone and themes of the movie, which ties all its early aughts anxiety back to Reaganism through its killer, and its title, since The Tripper is a riff on Reagan's nickname, the Gipper. You'd expect a movie of this caliber to only deal in stereotypes, with shallow depictions of evil rednecks and burnt-out tree huggers. Those characters are present and accounted for, to be sure. I mean, Jason Mewes is in this thing. But it also occasionally paints with a finer brush and explores the conflict between environmentalism and the jobs that run counter to it. Arquette said he opposed the policies of Bush and Reagan, but that he wasn't trying to make some big polemic. He just uses them as a framing device for his silly horror comedy.
I wanted to make a little political statement, not a big one.
Listen, I'm not trying to make this out to be a great movie. It looks cheap, it's predictable, and the third act is a mushy, low-lit mess.
It
really stalls out when it goes through the motions of action sequences and slasher fare. But there is more thought put into this thing than you might initially expect. And besides, where else are you gonna hear Peewee Herman drop all these F-bombs?
You motherfucking fucking fucks!
Most importantly though, this is a little known
Wow. Okay.
movie that I'm covering for a holiday. This channel was built on celebrating random holidays with cheap horror flicks. We can't forget our roots, now can we? Speaking of roots, what's that I see out there in the trees? Zoran? Yo, Zoran, what are you doing, man?
Oh, actually, I'm out here looking for a music festival because I hear that's where you get the really good Delta 8 THC. It's for me, not for him. But first, gotta find it. It's not here.
Oh, no, dude, you don't need to be getting lost in the woods for that. All you need is today's sponsor, Vance Global.
Oh, cool. Wait, how are you talking to me?
Through the power of convenience. Now, with alternative cannabinoids like Delta 8 or THCO, some companies don't put the necessary care into production, which can cause contamination or improper THC doses. So it's important to make sure you know how safe the Delta 8 or THCO products you're using are, and Vance agrees. They even have a whole page detailing what to look for to make sure your weed is safe, and they provide independent lab reports that have been performed on each of their product lines. Take this Delta 8 cart, for example, which has a completely transparent formula of 85% Delta 8 THC and 15% Maui Wowie terpenes. You can rest easy knowing you're keeping your body safe.
Well, I do like to keep this body safe. Hey! Safe.
Good! Try Vance Global for yourself by going to the link in our description, which will get you 20% off your order. Or use DeadMeat30 for 30% off both initial and renewal orders on subscriptions.
Great. Thanks, James. How do I get home?
How much blood will trickle down thanks to the Reaganator? Let's find out and get to the kills. The movie begins with a quote. That's Edgar Allan Poe, right? Oh, nope, Ronald Reagan. That makes more sense. The opening credits sequence is filled with upsetting footage of violent death in foreign wars. That would have been familiar to a 2006 audience, but this footage ain't from Iraq. It's from Vietnam because it's 1967 in California. That's when Ronald Reagan was governor of the Golden State, and he didn't care too much for the environmental movement.
A tree's a tree. How many more do you need to look at?
Plenty, according to these activists who are standing up to protect their giant wood. A logger named Dylan Riggs begs them to move so he can do his job and afford the medicine his ailing wife needs. But this doofus, who awkwardly makes his stand, tells Dylan Riggs his wife ain't worth the wood.
If your wife has to die to save these trees, so be it.
That sets Riggs off, and things go from punchy to swingy to shooty. Shit! You can't be brandishing heat like that, logger man. Time to take a nice backseat drive to the station. Dylan's son watches the whole thing go down and takes revenge for his pop-pop with a chainsaw. What? A motherfucking chainsaw! What? He skins his ass raw. Oh damn! The kid is promptly arrested and sentenced to
Nice Limp Bizkit reference. Even though the band kind of suck. But yeah. Nice reference nonetheless.
title card. Now we're in present day with a van full of stoners driven by Jason Mewes. Snoochie Boochies! He plays Joey, and he's taking this merry band of misfits to a music festival in the forest. Since he's high as hell, he nearly crashes the van on the side of the road. Everyone Disney channels their way out the back and decide, hey, might as well pee. That's when Ivan here gets a bottle broken over his head, thrown by a pickup that paints the frame red. That's okay, nothing a little whiskey rinse can't fix.
I'm Rambo.
Sure, little buddy, you're Rambo. Now let your girlfriend...
Ah, yes, the Tucker and Dale wound eating method always work.
Samantha sew this thing up. They stop at Ye Harbinger's gas station to pick up supplies and backstory. Through flashbacks, we find out final girl Samantha has a controlling ex-boyfriend named Jimmy. Controlling and backhanding. Damn, Jimmy sucks. He was pissed because Samantha and her friend Linda were tripping, which led to a disturbing just say no experience.
Drugs are killing this fucking nation. Destroying your brain right out I fucking love you!
Yeah, Sam ain't been the same since, and Jimmy be paying for them unlimited texts. The bottle tossing truck pulls up, and it's unsurprisingly driven by these guys.
What's the matter with you, dude? You got something stuck in your vagina?
Yeah, your mama's dick.
Among them is director David Arquette as Muff.
That's that motherfucker I hit with the bottle.
Aw, Muff, what would Dewey say? The Burnouts and the Good Old Boys have themselves a square-off. Damn it, Sam, you're late for the square-off again. You know we need those disarming kicks of yours. The end of the fight sees Muff get his arm completely fucked by some random big guy
Damn.
named Gus. Everyone runs away, and Samantha leaves her phone behind. Hey, Gus, it's illegal to answer somebody else's calls.
That's decent effect though. Practical effect, I think. Looks good.
Wait, let's open their mail, huh? Never mind. The festival they're going to, which lives among the trees, is run by Frank Baker, true patriot.
This is America! We do whatever we please.
Baker's played by Paul Rubens,
Shut up, Peewee.
of course, and it's great to see him in a comedic role that's so different from Peewee Herman, who is perfect. He's navigating his business between the town's mayor and its law enforcement, Officer Buzz Hall, played by Thomas Jane, acting his ass off.
Some people die at your festival last year.
Festivals, grocery stores, this guy can't escape death. Buzz is concerned about the festival's safety, citing a girl who disappeared last year. A flashback showing him
That's,
and lets us put it on the count. Somehow her face got skinned. Mayor Hal Burton says they don't know she's dead.
Quite the drop from Myth to this movie. Wow.
Maybe she ran off to be a jam band groupie.
She could be following the fish.
Nah, she ain't Mike's side or Paige's side. She underground, brah. That's why Buzz wanna buzzkill the festival. But Burton says it's providing too many jobs. He's also a fan of under-the-table money, 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 money. This was the first and only time David Arquette directed a feature film, but he was able to get a great cast thanks largely to personal connections. Thomas Jane was about to be his brother-in-law, having been engaged to David's sister Patricia since 2002. Paul Rubens and Arquette became close friends after they met on the set of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the 1992 film, not the show. Mayor Burton is played by Rick Overton, who had co-starred with Arquette in Eight-Legged Freaks, and Buzz's fellow officer Deputy Cooper is played by David's brother, Richmond Arquette. But even the cast members who didn't know Arquette said he was a fun director who ran a relaxed set. That includes English actor Marsha Thomason, who was hired days before shooting, and who would go on to do 12 episodes of Lost. Hell yeah! The gang arrives at the Free Love Festival, a great place to drink, do drugs, have sex, I'm assuming say be right back? Be right back! Their trip nearly ends before it starts when a felled tree almost crushes their van, cut down by that old wily coot Dylan Riggs.
These rainbows? This ain't their goddamn forest, God damn it!
Buzz tells the logger to buzz off, but the cop ain't got love for all these stoners either.
Every year, 4 or 5 you kids get killed up here. Driving yourselves into redwoods, or get paralyzed sucking on nitrous, or blow yourselves up cooking meth.
Thomas Jane didn't need to go this hard, but he did. He ain't too good for your movie. Buzz and Deputy Cooper aren't used to a wild festival like this, full of drugs
At least he give a fuck on the movie.
and naked hippies. I love how the movie sticks with the naked dude after he and his gal split up. We follow him and his ginger bush until he's caught by a trap and, oh god, drag dick first across the ground. Samantha and her friends aren't hanging dong, they're just hanging out at an abandoned mining tunnel to underline the environmental themes. An old hippie comes across them, and can I say he's pretty cool?
Yeah, you could say that.
Alright, dude's pretty cool. Cooler than those trucker fuckers who show up and start throwing rocks like they were bullies in a Stephen King story. After everyone runs off, the camera lingers on the cool old hippie, so you know he about to die. Another dead giveaway is the square-shouldered figure who appears behind him and chops off his head. That's usually a good sign your character's dead too. Let's check back in with the rest of the cast.
I would if I could. I'd fuck myself every day. Silly. Crazy.
Okay, Jason Mewes is doing his usual shtick, so Samantha and Ivan step away to smooch by a babbling brook. She admits that she's nervous about all the drugs around, maybe because of the bad trip she had caused by Jimmy, or maybe because her crew is rolling like this were Fear and Loathing. Ivan tells her he won't trip out of solidarity, but listen, I know guys like this. That dude about to be tripping the first chance he gets. The Tripper benefits from 2 strong actors as its leads. Jamie King was one of the best parts of both the Silent Night and My Bloody Valentine remakes, and Lucas Haas, another close personal friend of Arquette's, is so talented he performs a little song he wrote called Kemp.
She danced like a wicked angel.
It's actually pretty good. It's been stuck in my head all week. The next day in these beautiful mountains, a not so beautiful scene is found. The nude guy's dead body hung up on a tree and eviscerated. Guts hanging out like that Scream 4 kill.
Fucking A.
Fucking A. The only clue Buzz finds is a jelly bean. A magic jelly bean. It can become a world. A world in which Buzz has shut down the roads going into the forest, pissing off Mayor Burton because he all about that business. Jelly beans are a staple of Ronald Reagan lore. After using them to quit smoking, he became a jelly belly boy for life. Ate them everywhere, and even had a quote about judging a person's character by how they ate jelly beans, which made his way into this movie. The next day, things get underway, but Samantha can't enjoy herself. She's been seeing her ex-boyfriend Jimmy in her sleep and possibly driving around here at the festival. The rest of her friends are having a blast though, sucking on a balloon full of nitrous. The soundtrack gets the wah-wahs as they pass it around. Whoa! Then they take some ecstasy and trip out with a bunch of colors. Ivan joins in, told ya, and gets worried Samantha's gonna know.
Well, I look fucked up.
Nah, you good, man. Arquette was inspired to have a music festival horror movie while attending Reggae on the River in Humboldt County. He wanted to capture the feeling of festivals like this, and he does. This setting feels authentic. The movie was filmed in the Big Basin Redwood State Park in Santa Cruz, California. They unwisely shot in the winter, meaning they had to deal with lots of random rain.
Everyone was telling me not to do it at this time, and you know, to a certain extent, they were right.
Buzz visits Dylan Riggs and asks if he set the trap that killed the nudist. Riggs said he didn't kill anybody. He just hates hippies because they took away his wife and son.
Government's got laws that help corporations and activists. Yeah, but who's out there looking out for the little man?
Again, the dialogue isn't the most polished thing in the world, but it's interesting to hear this populist perspective back when neoconservatism was more dominant on the right. Arquette credits co-writer Joe Harris, who had written Darkness Falls, with turning his, quote, rambling thoughts into a more structured screenplay with political savvy. Linda and Joey tee-hee into the trees for woodsy grab-ass, and on some private land, Joey finds enough weed to put him in slow motion. Probably in indica then, huh? They celebrate with sexy times and a bushism.
You have just found a weapon of mass destruction.
Jason Mewes was excited to act in his
Cringe.
first horror movie.
It's pretty much play the same character in all my movies, which is Jay. So this was a little different.
Can't say I agree with
Is that really different?
them there though. Joey is just Jay with an extra letter. The truckers are also walking around in the woods.
My mom has good tits. You gotta admit that.
What the fuck, Muff? This ain't MILF Manor. Armed with paintball guns, they open fire on Joey and Linda. Since when did this become Friday 6? Well, I guess since there's been a killer in the woods. Muff learns that quickly when he gets his neck snapped. The other two truckers wind up fighting Joey and chasing Linda. The killer interjects himself into the boy fight.
What the fuck's your problem, man?
Then he takes his axe and disposes of Joey and the trucker just off screen. The guy chasing Linda gets caught in a bear trap, and the killer ends his hunting trip by stabbing him in the dick? What? Oh, okay, looks a little higher at this angle. We finally get a good look at the Reagan killer when he chases down Linda. Looks like it's a mask since she almost tears it away, but she fails worse than Mondale and gets killed instead. First with some stomach stabs and then with some chiding.
You know, young people today, no respect for anything.
And look at that, the blood won't even stick to that Teflon knife. There's a long line to get into the actual music festival, and not even Wes Craven gets to skip it. I love his cameo in that stupid hat. They discover a body hanging from a tree, but since it's headless, Buzz is gonna have a hard time identifying it. Oh wait, never mind, it was the old dude. Buzz shuts down the show and tells the attendees to clear out and go home. I love the long shot of the big bird guy being turned away. Back to the nest with ye! The concert cancellation causes a panic in the playhouse.
What in the goddamn name of Judas do you think you're doing?
Calm down, PW.
Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you.
Careful, man. I think that's today's secret word.
Fuck you.
Baker decides to have some music anyway, giving us a performance by Fishbone. A ska song doesn't exactly fit the Bush era aesthetic. Third wave had long died down by 2006, but Party at Ground Zero is always good to hear. And I guess the title does tie it to the era. Buzz shuts them down, probably mistaking them for cherry poppin' daddies, and once again tells the crowd to fuck off. But he can't expect to win a fuck fight against Baker.
Fuck you. Uh-huh. Fuck you. Uh-huh. Fuck you.
Excuse me?
No, I was talking to somebody in the other room.
This time the target of Baker's F-bombs is Mayor Burton, but he's soon pulled away from the phone. With the concert shut down, more people leave, but Samantha and her friends can't because Joey's got the keys, and he ain't around to give them.
If you have Peewee in your movie, might as well make the most of it.
them a hand. Sober Sam's the only one who can see that things are serious. Ivan and her other friends are all still out of their minds. She suspects that Jimmy is behind these murders and finds his car during a very brief rainstorm. It's clear skies again when she gets back to the van, where she finds her friends Jack and Jade dead in the nude. They have the Nancy Reagan slogan, "Just Say No," written on them in blood. These two were the third couple of the group and were basically always fucking. Kinda like Paz de la Huerta's character in Boardwalk Empire. Ivan appears, as does a gun pointed straight at his neck. It's Jimmy! Sam was right, he did follow her here. Although he didn't kill her friends.
What makes you think I could kill somebody?
Because you have a gun!
Huh. Oh yeah, good point. Jimmy gets attacked by the Gipper, and it don't matter what his voting record is.
But I'm a Republican.
The Great Discombobulator hacks into Jimmy's chest and kills him with many a blood splash. Ivan squares up with Dutch to give Sam more time to run, but he's quickly killed in a weirdly shot, disappointing way.
Well, there you go again.
That quote comes from the 1980 presidential debate, after Jimmy Carter brought up problems with the healthcare industry.
There you go again.
Yeah, real good zinger, dude. The cops rightfully suspect that Dylan Riggs has something to do with the murders. Turns out they're right. They find him cutting up bodies with a saw in his shed.
You ain't gonna take my boy again!
A shootout commences and Dylan runs away, but after a short chase with Buzz in pursuit, the logger falls to his death in a trap of his own making. I'm assuming a trap like this one is what killed that previous year's concert goer. Even though the festival is officially shut down, the party moves into the forest for a drum circle. Yes, the Tripper, please give us more psychedelic sequences and fewer chase scenes and fights with people rolling around in the woods. The movie's much better when it's doing shit like this, capturing the trippy experience of festivals like Electric Forest. Samantha becomes an unwilling participant when she's shot in the face with an acid gun, which gives the movie another opportunity to go wild with colors and editing. I tried to make stuff like this in college. The keyword there is try. The party's over when Ronnie arrives. He starts axing people like they were air traffic controllers on strike. This scene is super dark and there are a lot of axe swipes that land off screen, but I counted 9 distinct victims, including this one dude who gets his leg cut off. I'll assume he bled out. At Dylan Riggs' place, Buzz finds a shrine to number 40. Amidst all the Reagan memorabilia is an article about how he shut down mental institutions, releasing thousands of inmates. Now, this did happen in real life, but most of the inmates wound up being homeless and harmless, not murderers, like what's happened here with Dylan Riggs' son. Gus Riggs was locked up after chainsawing that activist, but released due to the cuts in mental health funding. He grew up to be that guy we saw in a single scene like an hour ago, when he was played by Christopher Allen Nelson. Nelson is the Tripper's effects artist, responsible for all the good-looking gore. He also dons the Reagan mask and plays the killer throughout the film.
I got a call out of the blue. I was sitting at home.
So I just called him up. I said, Chris, can you do impersonations? He's like, yeah. You want to play the killer in this movie? It was like, hell yeah.
15 years later, Nelson's at the top of his game, having done the effects for David Gordon Green's Halloween trilogy, which he also acted in as a cop in Halloween 2018. This movie's cop finds the mayor, face full of glass, but still alive. He hasn't yet been killed by the rampaging Reagan, who takes his tax cutting to Frank Baker. Baker flees and manages to hide from the killer, but at what cost, Frank? You'll never smell good again. While Gus is chasing down more hippies to kill, his dogs get a victim of their own when they bust through the gates to finish off Mayor Hal Burton in a POV attack. The dogs then run off and find another victim, a random festival goer whom they maul to death. Deputy Cooper and some troopers shoot the floofers, upsetting an animal-loving hippie played by Courtney Cox in a cameo.
These are God's creatures!
Damn, that's random.
She's attacked by the dogs, but the cops save her with more gunfire. Cox was Arquette's wife at the time and a credited producer of the film. The two of them essentially self-financed this thing, and David made sure it was ready for a 4/20 release date. Reagan returns to Samantha so we can have our requisite final girl circuit. It's pretty standard. She runs through foggy woods with big film lights shining behind the trees and comes across the corpses of her murdered friends. You know, all the staples. With the effects of the drugs still lingering, this is one unfortunate experience for Sam. Buzz comes to the rescue and holds Reagan/Gus at gunpoint.
Is this what you call compassionate conservatism, boy?
He shoots the killer down, and things seem pretty chill until, wait, what? Why is Sam grabbing the gun and putting it to her head? Drugs? Like, I guess. This gives Gus the chance to come back and run for a second term. And while he and Buzz wrestle around, Sam comes to her senses and grabs the gun. Or, no, never mind. She doesn't grab the gun that just fell to the ground. She grabs a hammer. That's what she uses to take down Mr. Reagan. Damn, don't break his butt. She's breaking his butt. And his face, holy shit. Hinckley wishes, am I right? As Lucas Haas's song plays over the soundtrack, Buzz unmasks the Reagan killer and reveals Gus's face. Arquette must have picked up the wrong lesson from Screams 2 and 3, because that was one anticlimactic unmasking. The next morning, a trio of bodies are seen, which I'll go ahead and count. Not sure if they were among the victims in the dark, but they seem new enough to me. Frank Baker isn't among them. He survived, and looking like he did the poo cocktail, Knoxville style. Buzz learns that Gus's body wasn't found next to the mask, but
it's kind of lame that they had Peewee and not even kill him in the movie. Would have been cool.
thankfully, the killer isn't coming after Sam again. He is going after Frank Baker, who's trying to escape with his, big stack of ones. Big baller. Gus tracks him down and gives us one final kill. A gorific one, since he chainsaws Baker in half vertically. Holy shit. The movie ends with Frank's money polluting the beautiful environment. How many people wish the nation would have gone the way of Minnesota? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
Not only did I talk too quickly, but also it was kind of a cool kill.
By my count, 29 people died in the Tripper. The victims consisted of 23 men and 6 women, giving us a blue electoral pie that Ronald Reagan wouldn't recognize. With a runtime of 97 minutes, that left us with a kill on average every 3.34 minutes. I'm giving the golden chainsaw for coolest kill to Frank Baker. Just when you think he can get on his bike and ride away to safety, he's stopped by the killer coming back for one last scare. And it is a gory finish. Dull Machete for lamest kill definitely goes to Ivan. For a main character,
I knew
death was blink and you miss it bad. And that's it. The Tripper came out on April 20th, 2006. Doesn't seem like it made a big splash, but I am proud of Arquette for writing and directing a movie. That is not an easy thing to do. We'll be back to Scream on Friday, but until then, I'm James A. Janice. This has been the Kill Count. Thanks a lot for watching this bonus kill count on the Tripper. When was the last time I did a bonus kill count? Probably October? Maybe? Like I said though, I love doing random holiday episodes. If I could do them, I would do them all the fucking time, you guys. It's just that kill counts, you know, kind of difficult to make. Kind of hefty. And of course, I am still dealing with some personal stuff going on. In fact, this is the very last thing that I'm filming before leaving to go to Michigan for an indeterminate amount of time. I'll probably have to fly back to film Screams 4 and 5, and then maybe fly back to Michigan. I don't know, man. I don't know. I want to thank some patrons like Raxolf, Paige Jennings, Ozzy Ben, Matt Delahauer, Larry Ronstadt, Christian L. Kostelnock, Joe Hahn, Jet, Jack Barr, and Fun Fernie. Thanks, everyone. Be good people.
Okay, nice. So, yeah. I was about to say, seemed at least like a fun experience to film and be on set. So at least Arquette has that to its production, I want to say. Anyway, so yeah, definitely agree with the awards. At least for the definitely for the bronze one. Golden, was it really the best? Hard to tell really with the blurring. I guess it looked better without the censorship. If not just for the overall thing. I don't know if I would have given it to another kill. To be fair, a lot of the actual kills seemed off screen, and Yeah. Maybe the aftermath were better than the actual kills. Yeah, I guess it was the best kill. Yeah, okay. So it was fun. So I was using a player for this video instead of the actual YouTube page, because sometimes the ads can be disruptive, and for a review like this, it's more fun that it's doesn't cut, especially since the video is like almost 30 minutes or 20. How many? Anyway, it's been 30 minutes I've been recording, so yeah, about, I'd say, 25 minutes, I think. Anyway, so yeah, with that 25 minutes video cut from like 3 or 4 times would be kind of annoying. So yeah. So it was my reaction to the Tripper in 2006, the dead kill count by Dead Meat. Also, don't forget to subscribe to James and support him. He works really hard with his thing, and his videos are always really good. So yeah. So I don't know if you if you made it this far into the video, thank you for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't, if you want, and leave a like and a comment. Did you watch the movie? What did you think about it? Tell me in the comments if you want. And yeah, I still have one more review today, movie review to watch. As I'm recording this, the video will be uploaded tomorrow, and the videos will be uploaded tomorrow. And just before that, I probably uploaded the Nostalgia Critic video for Iron Man 1 and the first Iron Man movie. And I've seen earlier that the Pirate of the Caribbean that he was talking about has been uploaded, so I might check this out next week. And yeah, so the next video will be my first reaction to Double Toasted. I've watched their video before, but it will be my first reaction to their content on the channel. And it's for the movie Jaws 4, The Revenge. Should be fun, should be really funny to watch. Can't wait to see them rip it apart. And yeah, let's go. So I will end this video here. So I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.